All right, welcome to the Fantasy Football MBAs. That stands for matchups, breakdowns, and analysis.
Yes,
And we
sir.
you graduate to Fantasy Football Champion. It's your boy Steve here, and I am joined by.
T Campbell online.
All right. EJ couldn't make it. Y'all saw him in part one of week six. So he couldn't make it out to this one, but we got my boy T Campbell here for part two. So we are going to cover the second half of the Sunday games as well as the Monday night games because there's two of them due to
Right.
all the craziness going on. There might be
hmm
another one or another Tuesday game. I don't know. We'll see. So
It, it's gonna be Sunday to Sunday in a minute.
I know, right? Exactly. So let's go ahead and get it started, man.
All right.
All right, first game on the docket is the Chicago Bears against the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
So for this game, I know my boy Teddy B has been doing pretty good lately.
hmm
I'm a little hesitant to start him this week, though. I think he got some
hmm
better options.
hmm
Chicago has been pretty tough. They've actually been number one against the quarterbacks in fantasy. They've only
hmm
allowed four passing touchdowns all year long. And they've gone against some pretty good competition. They've gone against Brady, they've gone against Matt Ryan, so it's not like they're going Matt Stafford. So it's not like they're going against bums here. So,
Right.
like I said, he's been good, but I'm gonna go ahead and fade him in this one. But I will still start Robbie Anderson, and I
hmm
will start Mike Davis. Those two to me, they Mike Davis, he can get the ball anywhere. I feel like he's matchup proof. Uh,
hmm
the only person that could stop him is Christian McCaffrey at this point. And Robbie Anderson, you just got to roll with it, man, and take your chances. Robbie Anderson has been a wide receiver one this year, and I think, I'd probably fade him the wide receiver two, but that's still a starter in my book. So
Yeah.
on the Chicago side, I I got to roll with David Montgomery on this one, man. We have
Mm.
seen every running back who goes against Carolina. They look
That's how running backs go through the defensive line, just like that,
right.
right up the middle,
Yeah.
right up and through there.
But Todd Gurley, he looked like a brand new man out there last week, man. And
Yeah,
he
he
still
did.
got talent, but I'm gonna attribute some of that to Carolina's defense.
hmm
So I think that David Montgomery is a full go this this week. Uh,
hmm
on the Chicago, obviously you want to start your boy Allen Robinson here.
hmm
A lot of people may be hesitant towards Jimmy Graham.
I
The,
don't see why not.
the
I
the
don't. I don't see why not this week.
yeah, the matchup is supposedly not favorable, but
hmm
we here at the Fantasy Football MBAs we dig a little deeper than
A little
just
deeper.
just giving you just some little
We
stat
don't just put the tip in. We go in deep.
all the way.
These aren't just fantasy football tips. We go into deep analysis.
Yes, Mo Alley Cox style.
Mo Cox.
So one thing that's been scaring folks about Jimmy Graham, other than him being Jimmy Graham, is
Mm,
that Carolina, their numbers against the tight ends, they look like they're incredible shutdowns
mhm,
against the tight end. But I do want to word of caution here. It's because the running backs have just been going off.
mhm,
That's one of the reasons. And we saw the game last week. Hayden Hurst looked like he had a couple of opportunities
mhm.
uh, for some end zone looks, and Matt
Yeah,
Ryan
he
just
did.
on.
Flat out missed him.
Yeah, so I feel pretty confident. Jimmy Graham is one of the leaders in red zone targets. So
Mhm.
you got to keep rolling with him, man.
Absolutely. I
I,
mean, rarely do I completely agree with everything that you say across unilaterally, but everything that you just mentioned, I'm completely on board with. Because we saw last week. what appeared to be a struggling Atlanta Falcons offense. To your point, Todd Gurley just was able to run ram shot, like he had fresh legs, hips, knees, and elbows, everything. And,
in
he was
in the losing effort, by the way.
in a losing effort, no doubt. But I also I don't like Teddy Two Gloves in this one either. I just think Chicago, they're playing some inspired football lately.
They
They've
are
won a couple of close games, and they're playing like they're playing for something.
right.
And you can attribute it to possibly, that change at quarterback. It's just kind of giving them the shot in the arm, like, look, we still have something to play for.
Yep.
Because a lot of NFC teams are just, haven't really differentiated themselves from the pack. So we still got a shot here.
Yep.
And, this isn't the week for Teddy Two Gloves. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I feel you, man. All right, man. Well, moving on to the Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. So is statistic wise, Jacksonville appears to be the direct opposite of the Carolina Panthers in the sense of the tight end. And the reason why I say that is
Mhm.
because they are giving up the third most points to the tight end, and
Mhm.
they've given up at least 50 yards or a touchdown in
Right.
every game this year. So for that reason, I got to start T.J. Hawkinson. He's been pretty solid this year. Stafford wants to get the ball to him. He's always tried to target tight ends, but things, they just haven't worked out for him. But I
Mhm.
think he's got a solid tight end on his hands.
Mhm.
Um, solid tight end. But uh, as far as the running backs, man, I'm still, its
Well,
matchup is so great. It's Jacksonville. So you got something you want to weigh in on this one?
again, like I keep saying, until he shows me different, why would I go away from it? I mean, take away the name,
Yeah,
take away the history, just look at production. Why am I going away from it? And who are we talking about?
my man AP.
Why am I going away?
Yeah,
You know, listen, Frank Gore, not this year, but up until last year, Frank Gore was able to be a serviceable running back well into the twilight of his career. AP is doing well, man,
yeah,
and there are definitely worse options you can go at
yeah,
running back. He's a running back too. I think remain you can lock him in and just walk away until he shows different. I really don't. And against Jacksonville, I don't see a reason not to.
yeah. I feel you there. I feel you there. I
I
think
mean, he doesn't have as much trade value.
right,
He's kind of like David Johnson. It's like it's not super sexy,
right.
but 9-10 points. Well, what you complaining about?
Yeah,
Plug him in and flex him or RB to him and let it be.
yeah. I would say more of a flex.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I could, if I could roll with a running back, if I had to choose a running back, it would be AP.
Hmm.
DeAndre Swift, he's always a dice roll. So man, I got
Hey,
better options. I got better options.
I mean, that's the thing. At this point in the season, I don't know if you saw this, but for those of you that play on ESPN, there I guess maybe playership, if that's a word, maybe down or something. I don't know. They're just looking to reinvigorate their their platform that where they're allowing like a restart. You can start your whole new fantasy football season like this week. Draft everything. They got all kinds of new bells and whistles, and it's like week 6. But
I,
listen, at this point, because of COVID and injuries, I think it has caused them to say, look, we don't want to lose people to daily fantasy football. So we need to do something to re-engage our users because it's been abysmal with, people's teams. But to say that, if you are in a league where you have AP on your bench and you're wondering if you want to put him into the lineup, I think this would be a good week.
yeah, yeah. He's. I think he's a decent bet. He's a decent bet.
Mhm.
Um, one person who is a solid bet is Kenny Galladay, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Jones, man, I don't know what's going. I don't know where he's been. I would love to start him in this matchup. Maybe the Brandon Cooks thing that happened last time against the Jaguars. Maybe it happens again with Marvin Jones. I don't want to risk it, so I'm gonna go ahead and fade him for this game.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side,
Is this the week?
for who?
In honor of EJ, is this the week for LaVisca?
It could be, man. It really could be, man. I like him this week because, as we know, DJ Shark, he's a little banged up at the moment. Keelan Cole, he's joined Marvin Jones and Michael Gallup in the game.
T.Y.
I
Hilton.
know to know.
Yeah.
So that leaves LaVisca Chenault, man, and they always try to find creative ways to get the ball to him. Every game with Detroit to me seems like a shootout. So
Right.
it's gonna be another one with this one. They'll have to
Mm-hmm.
keep up. They definitely want to feed him the ball. And my man James Robinson, every week starter for me. He didn't have a great week last week, but I think he rebounds against the Lions this week. Yeah, man. What you got on this, man?
I mean, again, um, it's not going to be every week that he goes off like he did week 2 and 3. But I think to your point, I think he, definitely bounces back against the Lions. And has a good game. Um, LaVisca, everything's lined up for him. It's just like he keeps inching closer and closer. And if they can just get him either a red zone target or something, inside the 20, I guess that's the red zone, but something inside the 20 or the red zone, either or.
Right.
But just something where it's like he's just so close to getting a score that it's like, what is it? This like play calling or what? But it may have to do with some of Robinson's success.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, well, let's move on to the next game here. I think you got this one here.
Yeah. So we'll start this last half or the last quarter, last third. Okay, I have an MBA. Trust me. Listen. Okay, I got one. Okay, it was from the barbering school of business, but but okay. So we got the Jets versus Miami. So the Jets, man, I can't. Every week we get on here and we tell you guys there's nothing popping in New York, whether that's the Giants or the Jets, except for Buffalo. That's it. It's the only thing popping. You know what I mean? But against the run, the Jets are running backs are averaging 110 yards and a tick over 24 fantasy points. Through the air, wide receivers are averaging 189 yards a game and just over 22 fantasy points. So what does that mean? Basically, you can play both of your Miami wide receivers, Preston Williams, definitely Devontae Parker. This is definitely a game for Myles Gaskin. And now guess what? Woosa! He can breathe again because now reports are saying or out that Le'Veon Bell is going to Kansas City. He won't be siphoning into Myles Gaskin's backfield. Is his. There's nobody else there. Nobody's, to challenge him. So it's his backfield. So I will go with Gaskin, Williams, Parker. I would even look to was it Gesicki? Why not? They're playing the Jets.
Miami defense.
They're playing. Yep, Miami's defense. I actually picked up Miami's defense in as a streaming this week.
Yep.
The Jets are just terrible, man. They parted ways with Le'Veon Bell. He just got back, in playing shape. And I don't know if what they saw was it. What they're saying is there was what most teams like say conduct detrimental or it ain't jiving. One guy's not bigger than the team, sir. When your team is trash, there are some guys that are bigger than your team, right? Like they've mailed it in. But I mean, if you were and Ryan Fitzpatrick, definitely I would start him this week. He's gonna definitely. I picked him up as well. So there's some magic to
Pulling these
be
guys.
right. I picked up the entire Miami offense. There's some magic to be spread around this week against the Jets. I don't like anybody on the Jets. Obviously, you those of you that try to get cute picked up Barrios. You were burned. We told you to strap up. You got burned. Oh well. Oh well.
Uh,
But there's nothing nobody on the Jets offense that I would pick up this week. What you got?
Jamison Crowder. I would start Jamison Crowder, and that's it.
Crowder, okay. Gun to the head. Um, this is week 6. You got people on bye. I
Good.
got to consider that. If you got people on bye and you might, but I see. Here's my thing. Unless he's already on your bench, he's probably not available in your league.
Oh
But
yeah.
if he's on your bench and you have someone on bye, go ahead and plug him in because you know that there's just not much going on, and they'll be playing from behind because you saw Miami blast through their portal last week. They'll probably put up more points again this week, so the Jets will be throwing the ball all game, no running game to combat that. So the game's going to move really fast because they don't have a ground game to slow it down. All right. Next we got Green Bay versus Tampa. Tampa is hurt, man.
Yeah,
Tampa is missing everybody.
they hurt.
Like everybody's banged up.
It's like
Everybody's gimpy,
with injury.
and Fournette may be back this week. What's that?
It's like
What's
musical
say?
injuries, man. Like they can't
It's,
get the full team together at
they
all.
can't get right. They
Yeah.
can't get right. And but they've been playing tough despite their injuries. They're still in first place in NFC South, or tied for first place. And it's Tom Brady. Just when we counted him out on this show, that next week he came out and did Brady TB12 type things. Will he do that this week against Green Bay? I definitely don't think so. Green Bay is getting healthier, and the best of Green Bay has yet to even be seen because they haven't been at full strength in so long. Yet they've still been able to win. That guy Aaron is still back there. You're gonna go with all of the usual suspects on the Green Bay side.
Yeah, which run? There's two of them.
Both of them.
Both.
Both of them. Some people are not sold on Tundrin.
Robert Tanyan, yeah.
Tunyon, the tight end in Green Bay. Man, listen, why?
Wow.
Okay, yes, he made he and the wide receiver like Claypool last week in Pittsburgh. He got like 19 touchdowns in the game. Yeah, that's not gonna happen every week, and it may not happen again this season or in his career. Back to Tunyon last game went off. That's probably not going to happen, but he definitely is a part of the offense in Green Bay now. And like I said, the best of Green Bay offense is yet to come. In Tampa this week, I would play Fournette if he's healthy. But other than that, then I'm only interested in. I got to check the injury report really closely because Evans again is showing some gimpiness. If he's not a full go, I don't know, man. I might only be looking at Ronald Jones or Fournette in this game.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, man. And I agree with everything you're saying there. The fact on Robert Tanya, one thing I want to add too is that I've watched a lot of Green Bay games with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is always looking for the tight end. He just really hasn't had one. When he had Rodgers, he had a issue dropping the ball. There was another dude, I forgot what his name is. He dropped the ball a lot. Jimmy Graham, he just looked like an old man by the time he was there.
By the time he got there, yeah.
But no matter what, he has always thrown the ball to them, and he's always looked for them in the red zone. So look, if he shouldn't be out there anymore. I think in most of my life he's gone, but somebody's wavering, if they don't not even starting him, I would try.
Yeah. I mean, like he's one is like, well, until he gives me 2 weeks straight of disappearing again, I'll go ahead and trust him because I trust the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of that there's synergy there. If I trust the quarterback, then I'll give a guy a little bit more rope, unlike T.Y. Hilton, because Phillip Rivers is not like lighting it up this year. But anyway, all right. Next, we got the Rams and the Niners. So, um, again, like Tampa, San Francisco is a banged up team. Um, they're banged up from the top down, quarterback down. We don't. I, I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Give me McKissick in this game. On the San Francisco side, um, Kittle is. I don't know who. Yes, he's been hurt. I get it, but he's not looking like the same guy. Maybe he's playing still hurt, and they just need him so bad because they're so decimated with injuries. But I don't trust him. The Rams defense has been heating up. Um, I don't. McKissick may be the only guy in the Bay that I trust there this week. Again, like I said, the Rams defense is heating up. But on the Rams side, speaking of guys like fading and disappearing, what's going on with Cooper Kupp, man?
You know, man,
He's not looking like himself either. This may be what'd you say?
you know,
What'd you say?
yeah, one thing I've noticed about the Rams is that they're
Mm-hmm,
doing a pretty good job of game planning games. They're finding
mm-hmm,
that weakness that the other team has, and they're really
yeah,
exploiting. And I think that sometimes Cooper Cup is the key. He's had a couple of decent games this year,
mm-hmm,
but sometimes it's Higbee, and then now Higbee he's disappeared. Sometimes it's the running
right,
back. Sometimes they're trying to get the ball to Robert Woods. So you
yeah,
really have to study where the other team's weakness is and see if they could be exploitable there. Uh,
yeah.
but
I
man,
mean, the Niners defense doesn't give me pause to fade Cup at all. Obviously, if you have him playing, give me Woods, give me Cup. Still going with Henderson until they show me something different at running back. And I I don't really like anybody on the San Francisco side other
really,
than
not even Mostert.
I. I'm, is he going to be the guy, or is it going to be McKissick?
You know,
McKissick.
so let me tell you something about Mostert. Mostert only needs like 10 touches. That's all he needs. And like he's gonna break
What
one.
was the guy that Atlanta had a guy like that.
Oh,
He was super fast, but he was so easy to tackle. You just
right.
and he would fall over. But man, you just give him the ball and he take off.
Yeah, I
I
forgot it.
can't think of his name. It feel like he went to San Francisco too, but maybe I'm thinking just Tevin Coleman because Tevin Coleman did that too. Tevin Coleman was that kind of guy as well. He didn't get a lot of touches, but he made a lot out of them
Yeah.
during his time in Atlanta.
For me,
Um,
Mostert is an every week start for me,
yeah.
man. And
Okay. Well, it's the most teams in the league are employing this running back by committee, this hot hand approach to the backfield, and with standard fantasy, man, that hurts you if you don't have both. Now, if you have both, you win. Put one in at the RB2, put one in at the flex, and you cover. But you go down the list: Baltimore, New England, San Francisco, uh, the Rams. All these teams have multiple backs that they play around with, and you don't really know who's going to be the guy that week. And with as the season begins to progress in fantasy, and you don't really have a lot of time for missing out on the right guy.
man,
All right.
I hear you. Most
Um.
every week start.
All right. Okay. We'll see. All right. Kansas City and Buffalo. Um. I was a Buffalo defense guy. And that is proving to be error field.
Yes.
They're getting lit up. They went into the negative finally. It was bound to happen. Maybe this week. I'm joking. Don't do it. If you had a Buffalo defense, don't get cute. Don't think that they go into the locker room after last week's shellacking and say, you know what, we're gonna slow down this Kansas City offense. Don't do it. It's not gonna happen. But the other thing is, Bell is definitely not gonna play this week. I don't think.
Yeah.
But even without him, Kansas City's offense is just too potent. On the Buffalo side, obviously, I am concerned with Brown.
Yeah.
Kansas City's defense is exploitable. You can score on them, but I don't think John Brown is healthy enough to roll the dice. He keeps trying it, and it's just, it's almost like 2 weeks too early. He needs to just wait, just wait it out, and you'll be fine. In the meanwhile, Diggs, he's a constant. Again, Singletary, I think he'll be fine against the Kansas City defense. But Kansas City defense does every so often cause enough frustration to kind of disrupt another team's offense. But Allen is just playing good, man. They're just playing really good, inspired football. This is actually going to be a good game. I think it'll be a lower scoring game than what people are used to on the Kansas City side.
Okay.
I do. And I don't think it's going to be because of Buffalo's defense.
Okay.
I just think, no, it's definitely not going to be because. But I just think it'll be a lower scoring game than most people think, or it could not be. But who knows? It's fantasy. Hilaire, man, is just.
He got one more.
This will be the week. This will be the week to play him. Watch and see what I tell you. He's gonna ball out.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be it. Because he knows after this week, he may be the second option on his team, depending on what Andy Reid does with Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
He's had his chances. Shout out, start the season, shot out of a cannon, but kind of hit that freshman wall. I don't know what's happened, but he does not look like the same. He doesn't have that same burst he did week 1 and week 2. But I think he'll have a good game just because of what's the personnel changes that is happening at Arrowhead.
I think so too. I think you definitely start Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this game. You know what? I'm gonna take a chance. My kind of a DFS guy is Cole Hardman. I'm gonna start him this week. Sammy Watt banged up. He looks like he's surpassed. What's his name? Denard Robinson? I don't know what his name is.
No.
What his name is.
That's not Denard Robinson was the running back. Yeah. Former quarterback. Yeah. The Robinson guy. Yeah. The other Robinson.
He passed up.
Right.
So he's the number 2 in this game. And man, I don't know, man. I think Buffalo. I think they are embarrassed from the game against Tennessee, and I think they'll tighten up a little bit. But I do think that their defense can still be exploitable and scored on. So I do want Cole Hardman to get a score in this game.
Yeah, I know Edwards-Helaire is not Henry, but Henry really just God, dog, man. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see Henry just obliterate Josh Norman? Like we talked about in the pre-show, man. Like, how do you go back to the huddle after that?
How do you go to the huddle after that?
Like you just
to the team bus after that.
You can't even stay at the team hotel after that. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna go across the street. I'm gonna be staying. Y'all need me? Just text me or send me a beat. He knocked him back into the 80s. Hey man, beat me if y'all need me. They put in a code 911.
Oh man, either that or he was one.
All right. So next we got
he was one of them dudes who's like, they got us, man. They got us.
No, they got you. They got you, Josh. Not us. Not us. You left the ground, sir. You left the ground. You were airborne. Okay. You went airborne. All right. Next we got got the Cardinals against Dallas. Obviously, Dallas is going to start the Red Raider and Andy Dalton at quarterback. Um, it's a waiting to see for me on Dalton. Um, he didn't look impressive at all in relief of Dak. Obviously, he didn't intend to play. He didn't get any week one or number one reps that week. But this week, hopefully, he's had a whole week of practice and game speed and everything. Um, the Arizona defense is not a favorable matchup for somebody in his position. Not that their defense is just swarming, but they're good enough to give him trouble. In this game, I think as a result of that, the Cowboys are going to be super run heavy. It may even be some room there for Schultz. I think I like him this week because of that. Going to be a lot of check downs. I'm a CD Lamb owner. I hate this. Um, it's gonna be a couple of weeks before they develop that chemistry. Obviously, if you watch the Cowboys, Dak would create he would extend plays that would allow the receivers to come out of their breaks and patterns and just be open because he was extending plays with his movement. Andy Dalton doesn't bring that tool set to the game, so I think it's going to be a slower process of getting him up to speed to kind of
Yeah.
be in rhythm with his wide receivers in Dallas. So, not that I'm not going to start Lamb, but I don't look for Lamb or Cooper to have a good game or the type of games that they are capable of having this week against Arizona. On To say that, definitely like King and Drake on the Arizona side. I like all of the wide receivers in Arizona against this Dallas defense. Again,
Like,
I don't even think you can call it a defense in Dallas right now. Like I don't think you can call the Dallas what Dallas does outside of special teams and offense. It should have another name. Like it shouldn't be called defense because there's no D in it. Like it's just offense. Like offense. It's past D at this point. It's an offense. And because of that, I like the Arizona offensive players. I don't have hesitancy going with Drake. Obviously, you're going to play him. I don't get cute. Don't throw in Larry Fitzgerald. Trying to think you finna catch lightning in a bottle like this. No, he good for it. He'll have a game every year. Nah, it's over. I wish you know some of these guys. I'm not going to harp on it, but I wish some of these uh, future Hall of Famers would hang it up when it's respectable. I don't like to see them playing on the other side, possibly risking injury and basically holding up the progress of their long team that they're going to retire as anyway. So, but Fitzgerald's been a stand-up guy, so I like him, but he's not gonna don't get cute. Even against Dallas, don't get cute.
yeah,
And
man.
of course, as I said that, he'll have 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 times.
2 touchdowns, 200 yards.
I know. But yo, it's funny, man. I feel bad for EJ that he couldn't make it on this episode because we give him props to his guys, man. And I think this is a week that you actually start Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk, yeah.
I think you go for it, man. So EJ, if you watch it, man, start Christian Kirk. I know he's still on your roster.
Right. Like you say you hate him.
You
But
trash.
you ain't drop him. You ain't drop him though.
This would be the week that I would start him.
Yeah.
If you're super desperate, this is risky, but here's another risk that I'm willing to take here. I would almost put in Chase Edmonds, the backup running back for the Cardinals. He's still getting his opportunities as well. It's more of like a 60-40 split or 70-30 split, should I say, in favor of me and Drake. But he's still getting some opportunities, and he still manages to find ways to get in the end zone. And I could see that happening against the Cowboys. On the Cowboys side, this is going to be interesting because we don't know who Andy Dalton likes yet. I have a
Hmm.
feeling he can't give the ball to everybody. He
It's gonna
never
be Gallup.
might be Gallup. That's exactly where I'm going with this. Is that it might be Gallup.
Yeah.
So in DFS, if you're looking for a home run play and you want to be contrarian,
Hmm.
try Michael Gallup. He looked at him towards the end of that game and got
Right.
two unbelievable catches
Right.
in that game. So there's a little something going on. So I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if he works him in a little more. So
I mean, Gallup it was a guy that last year, Dak was very, doting on. He was like, man, this guy, man, he's a player. And obviously they drafted CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb's a grown man out there. But Gallup is still a good player. He's just not getting,
right.
Lamb is just a black hole of targets because he's always open, man.
Yeah.
He changed his number to 7-11. All right. We got the Las Vegas Raiders against the New Orleans Saints.
Wait, what? What are you talking
The
about?
the Las Vegas Raiders
We going
against the Saints.
we going back to week 2?
I'm looking at the schedule you sent me.
I did not send you no schedule.
Bro, hold on. We got to
You looking at the
pause that, bro.
you looking at the teams on a bye, bro. I'm
Bro.
keeping this on here, by the way. I'm not. You did the research and everything. You did. Go ahead, break it down for us.
Yo,
I'm
hold on.
the Raiders will beat the Saints this year.
Okay, so
I think
okay.
Waller is gonna have a really big game.
I'm thinking go with Thomas in this game for sure.
um,
Yo, okay.
I'm keeping.
Nah. All
I'm
right.
editing this out, man. Oh
I
man,
was so confident.
analysis.
Bruh, I was so confident. I'm looking at the schedule. All right, guys. So every week for show prep, Steve sends out, the schedule from ESPN Fantasy, and we do our research on what games are coming up. I swear to God, like this man sent me the the Las Vegas Raiders against the New Orleans Saints.
Not say
Like
that.
of course now I can't find it.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
it's
Let me.
it's it's, it's the Mandela effect. It never happened.
You can't see it. Wait.
It never happened. Yo, that's hilarious. All
Bye.
right, cool.
Bye. Bye.
So, like I said, we got the Los Angeles Chargers against the Seattle Seahawks this week. All of them sit everybody. Trust me on this one. I got a hunch. Don't ask me about any empirical data as to why I feel this way. Even Russell Wilson, I'm sitting him this week. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's it, bro. My bad, everybody. I done did research for the Raiders. The Raiders. Yeah, you know what?
Raiders, yeah.
I'm tapping out, bro.
Oh man. Well, anyway, man, that was a good one, man. But
Yes, sir. I did that on purpose, bro. I did, add a little sprinkle of something, liven it up. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy Bay, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Well,
Woo!
to like and subscribe. This is part 2 of our week 6 breakdown. Make sure to check out part 1 as well. Since there is no Thursday night game, you didn't miss anything, so you still have an opportunity to catch the first half of games as well. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to check us out on social media at the Fantasy Football MBAs. Until next week, we'll holla at you. Peace.